guys, it's MissSimReno and I'm back with another speed build. Today I wanted to build a mid-century home in Oasis Springs. The mid-century style is one that I absolutely love. It's probably my favorite style to actually build in. However, if I was allowed to do so, for the sake of making videos, I would make every single house a mid-century build, so I don't need to kill you guys with mid-century. But I did want to share this latest one that I did build because I absolutely loved it. It's a smaller home, but it was really, really fun to build. It really kind of got me excited to do some more. So the structure is already together. Like I said, it's a pretty small home. It is designed for a couple and their teenage boy Sim, and I wanted to make it really colorful and lively, and I used, of course, some desert plants, even though I did construct this on one of the greener lots in Oasis Springs, so it's not really that deserty, but it still has some of those desert plants and, of course, the token palm trees. So the structure, like I said, is pretty much together. I'm just adding one of those Faco chimneys there. A lot of the mid-century homes have these because a lot of them did have fireplaces, and it's of course very boxy and a little bit wider than my normal fake chimney there as well. And so it is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom home. I did use that fence there. You can kind of see it when I get over to the living room, but that's kind of a partition and it separates just the entryway from the living room, and that is such a mid-century thing. I see it in a lot of homes, a lot of inspiration on Pinterest, so I had to include it. I also used that base game fireplace, which is super mid-century, and it worked perfectly because of course Oasis Springs was one of the worlds that we got with base game without any expansion stuff or game packs. However, the furniture in this build is straight Get Famous. The Get Famous pack had some amazing build and buy objects, so a lot of the windows that I used for this build as well as the furnishings are from Get Famous. I did struggle a little bit here with getting this light to sit on the table correctly because when I sized down the side tables, because they are really big compared to the couch and whatnot, I had to also use the red CC shelf that I use in every single build to bring the lights down to the level. So that was kind of odd. I've never experienced that before. And then I add this small TV because I didn't think that this family spent a lot of time indoors, though they do have this beautiful living space to kind of gather. I thought that the parents were a little bit older and they honestly just hadn't upgraded to a flat screen. And I think their teenage son is really active and he's also very musically inclined, so he didn't watch a lot of TV. But I made the build super, super colorful, which is really why I love building in the mid-century style, because the pops of color are in everything, in every item of furniture, in every little detail, and I'm obsessed with it. My mom, actually, to kind of add some context, collects a lot of mid-century modern furnishings and decor items, and she's basically redone her entire house recently to be a mid-century modern haven. So maybe that's where this inspiration came from. But here I did have this, I added the bookshelf and I cluttered it up a little bit with just some clutter items, and I added this card table because again, I felt like this family didn't watch a lot of TV, but they may play a lot of games together or really just did a lot of activities together. So I added the card table, which on second thought should have added a 3rd chair since there are 3 Sims in this family. I always notice things when I go through to do the voiceover that I may have missed something. And then I just put this entryway table here because there are a lot of wall spaces in this build. And then I go to the actual entryway and I put a console table here, which is actually base game as well. I put a plant, some books, and I actually put one of the shoe racks on the bottom shelf there. I didn't like mesh it in with the console table, I just raised it up so it looks like it was sitting on it. And I added some artwork and the umbrella rack, I think it is, and the coat rack just as like clutter items. And then I used this super bright orange rug that was actually from Jungle Adventure. And I thought it worked perfectly with some fun shapes and bright colors. And then I tried to use this succulent wall thing and I pushed it into the wall. I've seen some other Simmers do that and I thought that was the coolest idea, so I go ahead and throw it there. I tried out some aquariums and they were just too big for that area, so I ended up just settling with, I think, another plant. I think this family just really likes plants. I mean, I like houseplants. I don't have a lot of them because my cats, of which I have 2, will eat them. So I tend to put a lot of houseplants in my builds because I can't have them in real life. And like I said, this is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house, so this is a full bathroom and the only bathroom in the build. It is very simple, nothing fancy, nothing crazy. It's really how I standardly decorate a bathroom, and we pretty much move on to the parents' bedroom at that point. I try to make the parents' bedroom extremely mid-century modern. I'm thinking that maybe they, like my mother, collect a lot of this stuff, and that granted they might be a little bit older, I think that this is still from maybe their parents' era and they collect all of this stuff because it just makes them feel nostalgic and young and excited for life, even though their teenager may be close to leaving the nest. I don't know. And I'm thinking that this wasn't the home that they raised their son in. I was thinking that they just purchased this home, and it's, like I said, in that greener area of Oasis Springs, so maybe this is where they're set to retire and their teenage son is about to go off to college. We all know we cannot send our Sims off to college yet. Let me tell you, my fingers are crossed. For fall, I would literally die if they actually released university in the fall. Who else wants university? Who else was really hoping that we were going to get it soon? And who else thinks that we will? I'm really excited. I hope we do get it. Like I said in my last build, I'm extremely excited for Island Living. I think it is one of the most stunning worlds they've ever come up with. The gameplay looks incredible, the build by objects, really just the culture that they immersed into that pack is insane. Doesn't stop me from really wanting university though. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. And here we've already moved into the kitchen. It comes together really quickly, and it's a small kitchen. I thought this backsplash from Parenthood was literally perfect. I thought it was so beautiful, and I mean, at the same time, kind of gross. I don't know, that mid-century style, the colors were always so vibrant that sometimes they just mesh and it looks like someone just puked a bunch of colors somewhere. I thought it came together perfectly though. And yeah, so the kitchen's pretty small, though there is enough seating for the whole family. And I just add some other clutter and decor items there. It's nothing too crazy. And then I actually just moved on to the teenager's room, and that's the most cluttered room in the house. Like I said, I'm thinking that he's pretty musically inclined, but he's also always messy. I think that he's super messy, and I knew a lot of teenage boys when I was younger that were extremely messy, and their rooms were just pure chaos, so that's usually what I go off of. So I toss a dresser in the corner and clutter it up with just some crazy items. I put this clutter on the floor, some athletic gear, a backpack, and then I add some of the MissSim dolls. I feel like he collects them, but not in any particular order or really for any reason. I think he just likes them. And he has like a frog there too, which I pulled out from, not the debug menu, but I used the show hidden objects cheat, and I got a lot of these items that you'd have to actually find in the game, so I could go ahead and place them there. And I think he's just a little quirky. These are from Strangerville, those posters that I put up there. I don't know, I feel like he's just into some weird funky science stuff, but also pretty musically inclined, maybe a little athletic. I seem to do that with a lot of my Sims, like they kind of dabble in a lot of things, and maybe for this teenage Sim, maybe as he gets older, he's gonna kind of really figure out what he wants to do. I feel like he's just trying out a lot of things right now, and he's just a mess all around. I do take these shelves here that were from the fitness stuff pack, and I just clutter them up with some more MissSim dolls, a geode there, which again is from the BB Hidden Objects, a fossil, so maybe he has a greater appreciation for archaeology than I'm giving him credit for. I don't know, I'm kind of shaping out his personality as I'm decorating, and I didn't really realize that till right now. But there's his guitar at least, so he can go ahead and jam out if he wants. And yeah, he has a desk and just a lamp, and then we move on to the parents' room again because I decided to add a back porch. I fenced in the backyard off camera, which I just realized, so I apologize for not keeping that in there. But I go ahead and put off this back porch, and I make it a dining area for them outside since, like I said, I think they spend a lot of time as a family together. So I put out this super funky modern table and these really bright yellow chairs because I thought that was perfect considering the grill was red and the house was blue. It just all came together. And then I do switch over to the front just to add a bench and some plants and whatnot, and a mailbox because they did not have one. I seem to add those at the end of all of my builds, not at the beginning. And I add some trees and whatnot just to make it a little bit more green, and then I try to flesh out some of the landscaping. You guys did say that you liked seeing all the landscaping come together, so I did keep it all in for the purpose of this build, and I used a lot of Strangerville plants because we got those in the latest update, and I was so excited because the cacti and the agave plants or the Joshua trees were just absolutely beautiful. So I used a few of them, especially that crazy cactus in the corner. And then I fleshed out this pathway. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with this space. I was thinking of fire pit at first, and then I was like, you know what, they need a pool. That seems ideal for a desert town, does it not? I feel like every single house should have a pool. So I give them a pool, and that's about it. So we're almost to the screenshots. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you next time I post a build. I hope you guys loved it. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Bye!